Guys, let's continue with the discussion or debate with Stiglitz. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and also you have somewhat distracted because I'm also using the cloud. Uh, by the way, cloud actually pushed the vibe, the so-called vibe coding to a new level. You don't even have to use the cloud code. Now you can just using the regular chatting function. You can do everything. Tell you what you can do, and then they'll give you some minimum viable product. But also, I asked them if you can do all the way to the mature, fully accomplished web app, right? And then the answer is yes. So I'm very excited. But here, let's talk about back to the discussion with Stiglitz. Basically, it's his focus is on AI and the inequality. He is basically I guess the two problems. One is that he specifically says that the AI future cannot be left just to the market, you know. And so you have to, so that's his one key point. The second point is that he kind of a more pessimistic by saying that without the government intervention, without public intervention early on, uh, it's going to be inevitable for the a few rich tech guys to take over and then leaving a lot of the workers out of a job, losing their ground. On both sides, I disagree. I think that number one, I'm more optimistic to the future of the AI, especially in China, especially in the U.S. I keep comparing U.S. and China, and we all know that in China there's a it's kind of like a cult-like phenomenon, nationwide enthusiasm for the something called the open claw. It's not even invented by the Chinese, but invented by somebody else in Europe, and then basically push the agentic AI to the consumer level, to the consumer side. I think in this country, agentic AI is not it's already there, but it's more like a business side. But that guy pushed it, and also it's open sources. So, so back to this one, in the U.S., I think the culture is it's healthier. It's actually more beneficial to having a healthy, beneficial future of the AI in the U.S. more likely than in China, because having a uniform, enthusiastic consumer demand, consumer passion over a specific one AI product. It's not a good thing. Why? Because it leads a lot of them to make the suppliers become optimistic, betting on a single blockbusters, right? Instead of spreading out all the way to all different kind of the product and the services. You know, remember this like Nvidia started from nothing to do with a little to do with the AI because just Nvidia is just doing for the people for the gamers. Now it turns out to be when the time is right, all different kind of innovations may have their place, become naturally become and naturally and organically become a blockbuster. Not that when you do that, push all the way in, but because if the consumer side was not diverse enough, then it's easier for the supply side to take over, to dominate. Okay, so those are the things. So look back to the U.S., the AI future. I think it's very important. Instead of saying that you can leave market alone, like a Stiglitz belief. I believe that it's actually initially at the emerging stage of the technology. It's better for us to leave to the market to settle down a little bit, not completely, but settle down a little bit instead of intervene prematurely. So that's a better approach. Let's, for example, if we follow in Stiglitz logic, then it's better for us to have all the unions because in the name of to protect the labors, right? And if all the unions are specifically following the same script, saying that hey, you cannot do the AI, and because we're gonna stop you because otherwise, the workers were left without a job, without a salaries. Now that's obviously will push us to the opposite. Just think about it. The same example I used for the SAG, Screen Actor Guild. They by specifically saying that, anytime any AI product which looks similar to, Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, some other guys and the actors and actresses, then they will act as if the actors are there. So they charge all the royalties, all the fees, and then only if you're the pure synthetic, not looking like somebody else, any human actor, then SHE will leave it out. But the other way, you may have the consequences that the AI, the studios, they might say, okay, fuck it, I don't want to do the created, human-like actors. We can create something totally new, not resembling anybody. And then so that to the way that will be actually to the opposite consequence as the SHE may have been wanted. So those kind of things that we the idea is, I guess I'm following more like a Hayek. Hayek is basically believing that not completely, but I emphasize that when the technology is emerging, it's better to let the market uh, to work it way out initially, and then the government then kick in to codify it and make it formalized and make it. But that's based on kind of like status quo, the market status quo, and also based on somewhat on the social consequences that where every side can accept. So that's my key idea. The second thing is that having a market. Why do I say that the Stiglitz missed the demand side? Am I look like somebody, with a hammer, with a demand is a hammer, and then look at it looks like everything is a nail? That's not my way of thinking. I'm really thinking about, I truly believe that introducing the demand instead of just looking at the supply of the AI, it make it easier for you to have a balanced view, right? So the biggest intellectual benefit is that to avoid deterministic. You know, I think in Stiglitz, it's kind of a deterministic, basically saying that you know if without a public intervention, we are almost inevitable. We will be inevitable to lead to the monopoly of dominance of the supplier side. I disagree. I think that there are there are uncertainty, which is good. Having uncertainty is good because we are that's inevitable when the different parties, interacting, competing against each other for their own benefit. That's the result will be in uncertainty. Just like this time we look at the small companies, probably I think in the Chicago area, they are willing to go to Supreme Court, to fight against Trump, the president, right? I mean his administration. So that actually makes tells us more information, more value to say that when people competition, when we have a supply and a demand side, especially when the demand side is proactive, Not just sitting there waiting for the supply to change their life. They're willing to do something. They're willing to fight back. That's the beauty of it. Okay, let's I'm more I would like to say that there's more uncertainty, and because of that we have more optimistic. And then, next time I'll be talking about not just the, consider supply and the demand side, but also looking inside the supply side and the demand side. And we will see that the diversity on each side. And that makes it even more powerful. Let's stop here.